What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard.
What kind of ignorant shit is that?
At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought.
You idiot, you fool!
Hey, dummy!
This is the Ignorance is Blessed podcast.
Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
Hey idiots, welcome back to Ignorance is Blessed, the podcast that attempts to overcome ignorance, mostly by asking ignorant questions. I'm your host, Jessica Michelle Singleton. I'm a comedian, and I'm ignorant. That's why we're here. If you're new to the podcast, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Give me a little rate and a review. It's real great. It makes me feel good. It also helps other people find the podcast so they can get answers to their ignorant questions that I'm asking on behalf of all of us. And by all of us, I mean mostly me trying to disguise it as you guys by asking for your questions and then being thankful that you are willing to ask the dumb questions that I have so I can be like, I'm doing this for the listeners. Thank you to everyone who's left new reviews, new ratings, and old. Thank you for being a part of this. I've got a lot of fun episodes coming up, and I'm trying to get back on schedule with getting you some regular content out. I just have so much going on, which is lots of fun, which I will mention a little bit later in this intro. But just trying to keep it all balanced, and happy to be here with all of you. Shout out to my best idiots forever, Gene and Kathy from Patreon. You want to join the Patreon, get cool gifts, I gotta get shit in the mail. Postcards from me, bonus content. I just put out a cool bonus episode about breakups, which may have follow-up questions. Not about my breakup. I thank the Lord, everyone who had to listen to me talk about it. I haven't spoken about it in a long time. So no, it is not me still going on about a breakup that happened 2 years ago. But I did talk to a friend about one he's going through, and we may have been drunk, and he may or may not be my roommate, and we were just drunk, and it really didn't seem to stay on topic. Anyway, but we have a lot of fun stuff going on over there, so check out patreon.com/ignoranceisblessed. Check out my new show, Twitch Makes a Movie, on the Dumbwits channel. Dumbwits is my new content network. We're building out the YouTube and Twitch, so if you're not familiar with Twitch, normally it's a lot of people watching people play video games, which I will never understand, but yeah, we're doing some different shit over there. So join us every Wednesday at 4 p.m. Pacific time to help us create a film. A few of my patrons and listeners have been jumping in over there, so thank you to them. And to everyone who maybe isn't a patron or a listener, even though they aren't a listener, so they're not hearing this. Yeah. Come over there. We've been having a lot of fun. It's getting weird. It's a blast, truly. I've been having a lot of fun with all of you guys. If you want to see where I'm at, jmscomedy.com/shows. I will be at the Comedy Store July 22nd doing my one-woman show, Codependent Arising. It is much different than my stand-up. It's about my experience at a 10-day silent meditation. It's an immersive theater experience, and I will not be doing it anywhere not live. That sounds stupid. It's only a live show. So if you want to see it, you got to see it live. I don't know where else I'm going to take it. Perhaps to another fringe. But yeah, that's the next Los Angeles showing of it. I'm also doing my hour in Los Angeles, which is fucking huge, honestly. I tour a lot, and those of you who have been following me, you know I've slowed down that a little bit this year to work on all these fun projects in town. But it's not often comedians get to do their hour in town in LA. LA is a lot of showcase style shows, so it's a really exciting opportunity that the Ice House is allowing me to do their main room on August 9th, which is a Friday at 8 p.m. prime time. So if you're in the LA area, if you know someone in the LA area who likes to laugh, please tell them. I'm excited, but I'm also like, fuck, you guys come to this show so I have an audience to see my... I don't know, LA's a scary... Anyone who I think performs in LA will tell you it's a little scary because you're like, are people going to come? I don't know. So just come. It'll be fun. It's like, I'm not going to call it my birthday show, but it is right around my birthday. And so all I really want for my birthday is podcast reviews and for people to come to that show. So there's still time for you to book a trip out here. Don't be insane. Just kidding. Please do whatever you have to do. But tell your LA friends, if you're going to be out this way, please come see me. The Ice House is a fun room. In addition to Twitch Makes a Movie on the Dumb Wits channel, I will be premiering a new show with my co-host Buddy Hutton called Slob Ross on August 13th. We're going to get drunk and have someone who's an artist try to teach us how to paint a famous painting. They may or may not know how to paint it themselves, but it's sort of Bob Ross meets drunk history. So there you go. We're getting shit-faced and painting. Fun for all of us. You can paint along. We'll try to do our best to get a materials list out for you guys. Anyways, let's get to the goddamn episode. How about that, JMS? Shut the fuck up. This week's guest, Nate Hurd. Incredible comedian. We did LA's Funniest Comedian a couple of years ago when I was like brand new baby to comedy, and I made it to the finals, which was exciting as like someone who was brand new to comedy, but he won. And it's literally a competition that just was what it was. It's done nothing for either of us, I think, but he's great. The point is he's an incredibly funny comedian, and he also happens to be a black albino man who was adopted. So lots to dig around about. Asked a lot of fun questions. We had a lot of laughs. He told some crazy stories. We said some words that we're probably not supposed to say. So oops, it's all in context. All right. No further ado. Nate Hurd. Enjoy.
So the problem is that since I get a little bit of disability, I get health insurance through that.
Okay.
However, it doesn't cover my vision, which is the entire reason that you're on disability in the first place.
Oh yeah, no, because I was on Medicaid. You guys, I'm just gonna jump in here. I'm here with my good friend Nate Hurd, amazing comedian. We're fucking shooting the shit and talking about something I thought was pertinent to the conversation we're gonna have, so I turned it on. But just give you guys a little backdrop. Nate is black, albino,
yes,
or has albinism. I don't know what the is there. Do you have a preferred way of saying that?
I don't care.
Because some people are like,
as long as someone doesn't call me a monster.
Well, there goes my next intro.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I apologize.
And adopted, right?
Yes.
So we'll go into that. But right now we're talking about just, I guess, the insurance world. Because for those of you who don't know, people who are albino almost always have vision issues. And that is true. That with Medicaid, there's no vision coverage.
There's no vision. And even the funny thing is that occasionally, like, Social Security will hit me up and they'll be like, "Hey, we need you to go to the eye doctor to make sure that you're still blind."
And you're like, "Cool. Do you have someone who can show me how to get there?"
Yeah. The greatest part about it is the doctors, because they also know. It's just something that being albino is just something that's it's a small enough thing that it kind of falls through the cracks.
Yeah.
So
people don't know about it.
They don't know about it.
Yeah, I only know about it because I worked with visually impaired people, and that's where all of a sudden I was like, "Oh, that includes people who are albino."
Yeah. Like, people don't know that they're legally blind. And so the doctors are all like, "Yeah, this is stupid. You're still albino. You're still fucking blind."
Yeah, it's like, it doesn't go away.
It doesn't go away.
That's so, wow, boy, our health insurance system, or just the people in charge of it. Well, where do we start? There's so much here. As someone who is black, albino. Okay, so wait, let's just back up. You were adopted, right?
I was adopted.
Your parents,
yeah.
What are we working with here?
Well,
race-wise.
My original parents, obviously black.
Black.
I was adopted by a white family at birth.
Okay, and do you have any contact with your original parents?
No. The funny thing is that you cannot tell. So I was adopted before I was born. Like I was already. They were gonna give me.
Oh, so this was a sweet white family that was like, "We'll adopt this black baby."
Yeah, exactly.
We're saints. Child. We want everyone to know what good humans we are.
But no, they were definitely hippies. My parents were definitely hippies.
That's so funny.
But the problem is that you can't tell albinism in the womb. So,
oh wow.
So when
nowadays, do you think?
Yeah, no,
with like,
you can't.
There's not a gene or something. I don't know what they do with pregnancies.
Well, they want like when they're doing the ultrasound, they're just making sure the baby's cool.
That's
you know
true.
What I mean?
I wonder if when they do those, they have these. No, because I think they only test for stuff that would be like endangering. Because they have that thing where it's like dangerous to the mom, but they can test the like fluid sac but they're looking for genetic things that
they're
like the baby's gonna have like So
all right, does he have 17 toes? You know what I mean? Like, they're looking for that shit.
Is his heart beating?
Yeah. They're not looking at me like, color is he? I feel like
So
when I came out, obviously
people were surprised.
They were like, what the fuck is it?
But was there a little, because I know sometimes
Well, I was a forceps baby.
what does that mean?
That means that they had, like, I wasn't coming out right, so they had to, like, put forceps in, grab me by the head, and pull me out.
Oh my god!
Which is why I now have a deviated septum.
That's why.
That's why.
I wonder what happened to mine. It's just all the sports.
It's all this, yeah.
But oh, that's so funny.
So there was a good, like,
You're in there like, no, you guys are not gonna be happy when I come out.
look, I'm just gonna stay in here until you guys figure it out.
You're like, I don't know. I think I need to cook a little longer. I feel like I look different than I'm supposed to.
I'm gonna put my hand out. You guys figure out. I just don't want to surprise you all in the room. Like,
Yeah, I don't want you guys to scream at my head when it comes.
Pops, do not hit her. Okay, not her fault. This happens sometimes.
It's a gene, right?
It's a gene. Yeah,
Okay.
it's a gene. It's
like a recessive mutation or
it's
whatever.
Basically, a recessive mutation.
Okay, so it's two people who are carriers
two people
who carry the recessive
two people.
gene.
Well, I think it's weird. Like for two albinos can have an albino, but it's actually really difficult. Two people both have to have the recessive gene. It can't be dominant in one and recessive in the other.
Okay.
They both have to be recessive genes. I believe that's how it's worked.
Autosomal recessive pattern, which means both copies of a gene in each cell have mutations. Okay.
Yeah.
Most often, parents of an individual with something like this each carry one copy of the mutated gene, but they don't show signs. So they have, because everything's in a pair, so they'll have the mutated one and a regular one.
Exactly.
And since it's recessive, it doesn't show.
So that's why two people who aren't albino can have an albino.
Interesting.
Yeah. And then the funny thing is that since I was adopted at birth, before I was born, when I came out, there was a 6-week period where they weren't giving me, because they had to be like, so you sure you want this one? Because it didn't come out how we thought it was going to come out. So
this probably isn't what you were
this
picturing.
may not have been like, we know you wanted a black baby, and this is kind of the opposite.
Wow.
So my mom actually did meet my birth parents.
The birth parents.
Because there was just a time period there.
Where it was just kind of...
Yeah, so they weren't supposed to meet, but they did.
But it was just sort of like a holding pattern of...
Yeah,
we're not really sure what's going on.
We do not deal with this often.
We've never had a white baby come out of black people before.
Yeah.
But also, don't a lot of times black children, babies, come out a little lighter. I don't know if they come out like white, but I've heard they come out lighter skinned and they get darker in the first few days, but not like albino white. But I was just wondering if someone would be like, well, like this one's probably gonna get a little darker. It's like when you go to the beach and you get the sun, and then it takes a couple days.
How they brought me home, this is you know how black, it's Blade, dog. It just all the strengths, none of the weaknesses. Just shut up, leave me alone.
That's so fascinating.
Yeah.
But after 6 weeks, you were just home with your parents.
Yeah.
Did your parents tell you that you were black? Because I feel like, at what point...
Did it click?
Yeah, because I don't think I knew the difference between any black and white people until I saw a black person, and I was like,
what the hell?
This is different than me, or and then I was like, I'm peach and they're brown. I just learned my colors, I didn't segregate.
I'm peach,
people.
they're brown. My problem was that there wasn't people around who looked like me.
Yeah.
So I wasn't able to be everybody to me was I noticed that everybody was different. Yeah. Because I didn't see anybody like me. So I just assumed, we're all fucked up. We're just different shades.
Yeah. Did you just think you were super pale?
Yeah. I'm
going to ask a lot of ignorant questions.
No, it's all good.
That's the whole podcast.
It's all good. It's all good. No, I thought that because I knew I was black.
How'd you know?
Because I was in a black neighborhood.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? So I was growing up in a lot of ethnic neighborhoods, like black neighborhoods, Hispanic neighborhoods.
Okay.
But also had a lot of white people. So I was never just around one type of people.
Okay.
So it was never, and people didn't like me.
Oh.
No, what are you gonna do?
Because you're different and kids are mean.
No, it wasn't the kids, it was the adults.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, adults are terrible. Yeah, adults aren't really any better.
Yeah, no.
In a lot of places, especially Florida.
I had less problems in Florida than any other state.
Really?
Absolutely.
I guess Florida's just we're all fucked up. Welcome to the team.
I love Florida.
No,
I know what you mean. That's
me
exactly,
too.
I'm
like a theme park.
Oh God, yes.
Little trashy Tampa.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think that's what I liked. I liked the idea that it was nothing was ever hidden from me in Florida.
Okay, yeah.
You know does that make sense? Like,
yeah,
nothing
people just lay it out there.
Yeah,
Nobody sweeps stuff under the rug.
That's exactly what it was. Like, nobody was ever like off. Like, they would never like act like they didn't like me and then say that they did.
Oh, they were just real.
Yeah, they were just like, you're fucking weird.
Wait, so adults were like mean to you, or like
Adults were
uncomfortable around you, or
Yeah, well, mostly for my mom. She lost friends.
really?
Yeah, because they didn't like that she had a black kid. But
Where was this?
that was in Florida.
Oh, that was in Florida.
But that was all that's happened to her.
But she wasn't like, he's not even black.
No.
Come on.
No. My mom was a don't give it. My mom once sat on me in Publix because I was throwing a temper tantrum.
Oh my God,
She
your
didn't give a
mom is a black mother.
Oh, you have no idea.
That's. I was like, oh no, white moms give time out.
Oh.
My mom didn't either. My mom fucking beat the shit out of
Yeah.
her.
My mom did the timeout thing. I remember one time my mom was a shrink.
Oh wow,
So-
so the most fucked up. Just kidding,
God,
Mom.
No, she knows. Fucking up. It's
The shrinks are just like, let me fix everyone else's problems instead of dealing with mine.
exactly.
By and large, and I say that with the utmost respect.
Oh no, I was a psych major. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
no,
Like,
because it's like, well, maybe I can help somebody else.
it's I didn't realize, and there was the funny thing was is when we moved to Washington, there was a whole community of kids who were sons and daughters of therapists and psychiatrists and shit like that.
Oh, wow.
We would always talk about how like God fucking I hate it when she asks me how I fucking feel.
Yeah, she's always trying to analyze me.
God stop it, Mom. Treat me like a son and not a patient. God.
Just a human.
Just a human.
You're not my therapist.
Not my therapist.
You're violating a lot of rules here.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to think because there's just so many questions popping up in my brain. At what point did your parents, like from the beginning, let you know you were adopted, or how did that work?
Well, considering I didn't look like anybody else in the fucking family, I kind of figured that one out for myself, I think. But
I'm asking a real stupid question.
No, this is fine.
How bad is your vision? Like, how did you know how different you looked?
Here's the problem. That's a great question.
Because were you like, I don't understand, or
Well, at first, I remember my mom telling me that I was afraid of my shadows.
oh
Because
wow,
I didn't get like
You
this
didn't,
is
like,
a
understand what
little,
it
Yeah, I
was.
didn't understand it. Like,
little albino kids and their like big goggly glasses, by the way, are the cutest things ever.
I didn't have big. Yeah, I did.
Or they just let you fly blind? They're like,
No,
they'll figure it
for a
out.
little bit. But the thing was I started walking really early.
Oh,
But not because I was better than anybody, or I was just my thing was, well, I don't know what that is.
I need to see
yeah.
it. So you're like started getting up quicker because you're like, I gotta get over to
I
things.
gotta
'cause
get
I can't
over
see
that. I don't
them.
know what that is.
Is that mom or is that a couch?
Look, something is moving in
Yeah.
that direction.
And I'm gonna walk right toward it.
Let's go exploring.
Oh my god, that's so cute.
And so so that was fun. But I was like, I'm not the only. I don't know. First of all, I have a very large family. And by the time we moved to Florida, we moved to Florida when I was either 4.5 or 5.
Okay.
And my dad died when I was 6.
Oh, I'm
So,
sorry. I didn't know
it's
that.
all good. It was a long time ago. He committed
Yeah.
suicide.
Oh.
Drugs and
Look what you did.
hair on. Look what
Oh,
you
hair on. It sounds like my family.
really. Well, there was
Drugs and
coke
hair
too.
on. Yeah. Oh, I mean, yeah, all across the board.
All across the board. Yeah. Oh,
yeah, we were like, oh, we didn't just stick to one drug. We had to go. Yeah. Oh boy,
we called it the tasting menu.
it's a very Florida thing to
It
just
really-
go like, we go up, we go down. There's a lot of roller coasters in theme parks, and there's a lot of roller coasters in drug use.
There is really. One of the greatest things about Florida is that I love the fact that it is, it's such a huge tourist destination.
Yeah.
Like, it's number 1 for people outside the country and number 2 for people inside the country. The funny part about it is it's unlike any other state because the touristy parts are right next to those small podunk towns.
Yeah, those little like you have to drive over Lakeland to get to Disney, and then you're just like,
you're like, what are these people?
that man is on fire. Like just billboards against meth and abortions, and you're like, really?
Okay, there is a gator in this Starbucks.
Yeah, like what's happening?
It doesn't make any sense.
It's
And
yeah.
I fucking love it.
I mean, I think it's just a microcosm of America to have like the poorest people next to like people on vacation.
Yeah, exactly. And you have the poorest people. You have Tampa next to Boca. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, yeah, and Tampa's like not necessarily the poorest, but you definitely
No.
get some interesting
there's
characters.
some interesting people.
Some very
in Tampa.
like Florida party trash.
Oh, God, yes.
Is a lot of Tampa. And
Yeah.
I say that as a person who lived in Tampa for five years. Yeah.
5 years?
So I fit right in there. I was like, all right, fucking fill up my beer bong.
I'm from Jacksonville.
Oh, I don't know anything about Jacksonville.
Nobody does.
Other than the Jaguars are never having a good season.
No, they're not going to have it. There's 34 billion reasons to go to Florida. Not one single one of them is in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
It's the 11th biggest city in the country.
Nobody talks about it.
Well, of course not. Nobody, there's a million.
Is everyone there albino? That's where they're keeping them.
There is a lot of them, actually.
Okay, so like at what point do you remember, it's such a like probably a thing that you were like so young when you started noticing, but like do you remember a conversation with your mom or with your parents about being like
Adopted
or like feeling like you're different, suspecting that maybe you were black or
Well, I think that I knew that I was black because very early on I met another black albino when I think I was in second grade.
Yeah, you know what, I've met more albinos that were not white than I have white albinos.
Me too.
Yeah.
Like I've met Asian albinos, I've met Japanese albinos, I know a couple Russian albinos.
I've seen more black albinos than I think any other, and I wonder if it's more commonly carried in.
I think part
you
of
know,
that,
like other genes are like that.
Well, I think part of the reason that we see more black albinos in America is because there's just more black people in America.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Like there's more black. I know a lot of Asian albinos, but there's more black people than there
That's
is
true.
Chinese people in America.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Especially across America and the places I've lived, like in the South.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and
that's
one of
true.
the reasons that there's so many black albinos in Florida is because the biggest school for visually impaired people at the time was in Florida.
Oh, Florida School for the Deaf and Blind,
Florida
right?
School for Deaf and Blind.
Yeah, I know all about it.
Exactly. And the thing about it was if you are a Florida resident of the state of Florida, it's free. If you're not, it's like $48,000 a year. So a bunch of people.
So it's like coveted for people outside
Exactly.
of Florida.
Yeah,
Wow, and you went there, right?
I did.
How many years?
From second grade till seventh grade.
Let me ask you this because I assume, based on what I know and just you hear School for the Deaf and Blind, that there is a wide array of people with varying degrees of both of those disabilities.
7,000 kids in the school.
Yeah. Do they segregate's not the right word to use, but
Yes,
like,
it is.
I mean, do they separate you based on abilities, or are they just like, these are the first graders?
No, actually, like since there's so many people in the school, there's there's a deaf department and then there's a blind department.
They separate you?
And then there's a special needs department.
Okay. And
So-
that's like for people who have
Yeah.
disabilities on top of their
visual or auditory problems. Like we had a guy who was a blind deaf mute.
Wow.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Okay. And that's probably where maybe they put the people who are also deaf and blind.
Yeah.
And then, or have both,
Yeah,
have
both-
issues in both.
Exactly.
Okay.
Or the people who would just have who are blind and also retarded or mental handicap. I don't know what those people like to use. I don't.
He's allowed to say it, you guys. He went to the school.
And I'm using it only as a clinical term. It just means slower than normal. That's all it means.
You're like, they still use it in Florida. Literally
lot.
in Mississippi. I don't know if this has changed, but when we moved in almost the 2000s, there was a place called the Center for Mental Retardation. And now I'm like, really?
Yeah.
Damn.
They just keep changing the word, man. I'm old. I don't know how to keep up. Okay.
It's fine. Whatever. That's the whole podcast. But shit, there's like, so in that school,
Oh yeah.
did you meet a lot of other albino kids?
Yeah, actually, I met the guy who ended up becoming my kind of adopted brother.
Okay.
I met him there.
So just like adopted brother in terms of like he was into your family, or you just became like super close?
Both. Like he was into my family. Eventually, he ended up my mom pretty much adopted him. Because we were best friends, and he was coming over to my house every weekend.
Yeah.
And his home life was not good. Like it was worse than mine.
Oh man.
And like mom's was on crack. Oh. She ended up dying because somebody gave her AIDS on purpose. You know what I mean? Like,
Jesus.
Yeah, like his dad was one of the biggest drug dealers in the state. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh fuck.
yeah. So
So he was just hanging out with you all the time, getting away from that.
yeah, and I would go hang out with him all the time we lived in the like hood adjacent.
Okay, yeah.
know
I
what
know
I'm
what you
saying?
mean.
Like-
Where you're like, we're almost out,
Yeah, we're almost.
but it's still scary.
Yeah, there was only 2 2 crack houses on our block.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh
Like,
God, I know that feeling.
yeah. So you're like, we're almost there.
We live in the nicer corner of the projects where it's like
Yes.
there's kind of a garden. There used to be a pool.
Yeah. People get shot, but you kind of know why. You know.
Yeah. But like we're in the area where they deserved it. you
Yeah.
know?
Exactly. Yeah. So like there was white people in our neighborhood.
Okay.
It was
Wow.
like a lot of white people, and
Okay.
but there was also like there was a lot of black people. There was a lot. It was a really.
This is like on the cusp of like where the like socioeconomics in that town sort of start to, because unfortunately that's a thing, and because of the way America is set up against minorities, you do see in towns where like there's a black part of town.
Yeah.
And that's like where I lived growing up in Mississippi, where it's like, oh, all of a sudden this is where you have to live if
Mississippi is
you
bananas.
dude, Mississippi's fucking crazy.
It's so
It's the worst. It's like number 50 on every list of anything that could be shitty.
And here's the thing: I have friends in Mississippi. It's not like when people were like, "Oh man, you mean the white?" No, it's everybody. Everybody in this. For some reason, they're so cut off.
It's its
They're
own
so-
world.
yeah.
And I didn't know till I got out because I was like, I love Mississippi. And then I was like, mother of God, it's not worth all the magnolia trees. Because if you like were to erase all the bad lack of education or hate or ignorance that has turned into hate because they just don't know any
Yeah.
better, whatever you want to call it, but like there are like very pretty parts of the state.
Oh God, yes.
But when it's like we just don't talk to those kind of people around here, you're like those what? What are you talking about?
It was. I've heard some of the most ridiculous conversations I've ever heard in Mississippi. Like I heard a conversation where old black dudes talking to some old white guys, and and they're talking about something, and then one of the old white guys just said something like, yeah, well, it was one of those colored boys who came in the store. He didn't mean it. I could
no,
tell
it's
he
like they're
meant-
just like
yeah.
they don't like that. They don't have they're not up to date on PC. It's like,
Exactly.
do you not use the internet? Or?
Yeah, like he just didn't. And
it's just a little backwards.
And the black dude was like, "Hey man, I that kind of offended." And the white dude, because he was like, "Oh dude, I didn't mean nothing by it." And he was like, and then the black guy was like, "Oh, it's all good, man. I'm about to go down to the Oriental store."
And he just like continued it on.
Yeah, exactly.
Like nobody knows that they're saying things that are offensive to somebody else.
Nobody has any ideas.
That's
And,
that's the funniest story I've ever heard.
it was fantastic.
Jesus. So the kid who became like basically your adopted brother, was he also a black albino?
Yeah, he's a black albino, but he looks different. He's a different type.
Oh.
So he actually has much more pigment. He's more brown, golden.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, and
Is there animosity in the albino community whether you're like for being a super light skinned albino?
yeah, fuck him for being fucking closer to the original color, son of a bitch, ass.
Like they
hoe.
say, like some people have in the black community that they say it's like that there used to be, or some people still have. With like the light skin. Yeah.
Let me tell you something.
Yeah, where do you get when everyone's joking in a circle? Are you just your own fucking?
Yeah, they don't include me. I get left out so often. People,
no.
like to my face, I'll be in a circle and like a bunch of people will be talking to me like, "Yeah, man, but there's no black people here right now," and I'm like, "That's awesome."
Do you ever like try to do you ever like use your albinism as a disguise to like listen in on racist white people's conversations? Like
Yeah, here's the thing. I do that for people. For some reason, people just black, white. I can blend in anywhere, but people, I'm never like accepted all the way into the group. But that makes it when I was a kid, I didn't have a lot of friends.
yeah.
Because
Relatable.
not just because I was albino, but I was a weird fucking kid. Also, I was a fucking weird kid. I didn't poop with my pants on until I was like 13. You know what I
Wait,
mean?
you would just go pants all the way off?
Yeah, all the way off, and I would squat on the toilet because I
Like
was
you'd sit feet on the toilet?
feet on the toilet. Because
You know what? It's like that sounds crazy, but now with squatty potties, it's kind of like you were onto something.
I was on to.
That's how you're supposed to feel.
Really? Because I thought snakes were going to come bite my butt. That's what I
Okay,
was doing.
that's crazy.
Had nothing to do with me.
Snakes are gonna bite my butt.
I thought snakes were going to come up and
Till
go
you were
up.
13.
Yeah, so I was. I stopped because I was in a Red Lobster on my 12th birthday.
And you're like, I'm a man now. I'm at a Red Lobster.
and I had the hat on, but I had to go to the bathroom, so I went in the bathroom and I pooped naked. So I took off all my clothes. You know those doors that are it was too far away for me
To hold it if somebody comes in.
But you know the doors that like they're not proper, but they'll lock. But if you couple jiggles and they will open.
Oh,
by
yeah, just like
themselves.
shitty locks. Yeah,
exactly. Well, that's what that door was. So a dude came in.
And you're butt naked squatting on the toilet.
With the Red Lobster hat on because it's my birthday.
There's a butt naked albino child.
Yeah.
Squatting with a Red Lobster hat on the toilet.
Yeah.
I wonder where that man is now.
Oh, dude, here's the thing.
That haunts his dreams.
Oh, you have no idea. I know it haunts his dreams because when he went in, he jiggled the door and it opened, and all he does is like, what the what? And nothing else. He turns around and goes out and it's just, wow.
Wow.
He had no, I felt so bad for him because like he can't tell anybody.
Yeah, he's like, no one's going to believe you. That's so funny, the idea if you still do that and someone opens the door and you just look at them and go like, nobody's going to believe you. And then you disappear.
And then I just...
You're just in a pirate hat all the time.
I just flushed the toilet and I just go
down with it.
No one will ever believe you.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
So were there people who thought that your friend who sort of like became part of your family, did people go like, oh, are you guys actual brothers?
That's actually how it started. People thought we look alike.
Okay.
And so people thought we were brothers to the point where they would not believe that we weren't.
Oh, interesting.
And so they'd be like, oh, you guys are brothers. And we'd be like, no, we're not. And they'd be like, yeah, you are. And we'd probably like, fuck it. Yeah.
It's just easier to be like, yeah, we're
fucking
brothers. Oh, wow.
Because I got to the point where I didn't have a lot of friends. So I've always been a very logical person.
Yeah.
So when people start, because I got shit on by everybody, not just white people, black people, everybody.
You were kind of like left out of every group.
Even albinos, because I was adopted.
Yeah.
So I didn't even have,
So you didn't even have like the parents who understand you or.
Like when I tell somebody, hey, I'm black albino. Oh, really? Yeah, both my parents are black. Oh, really? Is that your mom? Yeah, look, about that. Like, so
I know what this looks like.
I know what this looks like. I'm not lying. So I got really early on, I realized, oh, it's not black, it's not white. Sometimes people are just dicks.
Yeah, it wasn't. Some people are mean and some people aren't.
Yeah, and since
It's kind of refreshing.
Yeah, and as a kid, it really was. So I didn't have to. I was never afraid of white people. I was never afraid of black people. But
you didn't have like this race or that race. Yeah,
I never had that. I would just be like, no, you're a scary looking motherfucker.
Yeah, like, you're just like, I'm gonna assess you based on the way you treat me, and I'm not gonna spread that out to other people who are similar to you.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I know what a thug look like.
I mean, yeah.
But also
we all do.
Yeah, exactly.
He looks like Nate.
He does. I do look. I have a thug look.
Not at all.
I know. I want to. So
I feel
bad.
like you could if you wanted.
I really do. I wanted to so bad, but I was that thug that would like. I was that dude that'd be like, man, shut the fuck up, man. Give me your shit. I'm so sorry, dude.
I'm not gonna take your stuff. I don't know. I'm wearing all this FUBU, and I feel like maybe I'm a poser.
I did have.
Did you go through like a thug? Like a South Pole Echo?
No, I never went through a thug phase. Like, because here's the thing, I never got into fights one-on-one. Very few fights were one-on-one.
One-on-one? You were just in brawls?
Oh, yeah. Like I got jumped by the entire 8th grade. Yeah.
What? Wait, was that still at Florida School for Deaf and Blind?
No, that was in Washington.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they didn't like me all up there.
Why?
Because I was different. Oh, man, there it was bad. I dealt with more fucked up shit at, like, teachers. I had a teacher tell me he didn't want to teach me because I was a halfling.
Halfling?
Yeah, like people would like get the fucking.
It's so funny because Washington, tries to present itself as like super progressive. I mean, I guess you can't say that across the board. I just think of like Seattle and like
Seattle's the
hippie culture, which you assume would be open minded.
Yeah. Well, I would never blame the whole state on what a couple people did. Yeah, but
it's just how it happened to work out for you.
Yeah, it's just. I mean, I was one of. I think when I went in 8th grade, I think I was one in middle school. I think I was one of like maybe 5 black kids in the entire school. Okay. And then in high school, I was one of maybe 9. And there's 2,000 kids in the school.
Wow.
So
you're already different. You're already like a minority, but then you're different than just.
I'm a minority of a minority. You know what I mean? Like, and then I'm also legally blind.
Yeah.
I didn't know how to fucking deal with that.
Of course. And also just in middle school, people are the meanest.
Yeah. Like high school sucks for like 99% of people.
Yeah.
Even the people who you think are like killing it, no, they go home and they're getting beat by their dad. You know
yeah.
What I mean?
Hello. Been there.
It's not great.
Yeah.
And so, But I didn't. Like people would do fucked up shit to me in high school. Like
Yeah, like do they play pranks on you that like
Yeah.
especially like, taking advantage of like the visual impaired stuff?
yeah, like they would like throw rocks at me, but from like far enough away that I couldn't see.
You
where
couldn't
they-
identify anyone
Yeah, I
or
couldn't
like where it's
identify
coming
'em.
from. Oh, that's so
Or like
mean.
in sports, they would throw baseballs at me. They would try and hurt me a lot. They would. I remember climbing on the bleachers, and they would like put basketballs down by my feet. So if I jumped, I would land on a ball.
Oh my
And like,
god.
but yeah, like it was bad. And I had zero friends when like anybody who talked to me left when this happened because it wasn't one person doing this. It was 30.
Oh wow.
You know what I mean? Like 30 people would come at me. I mean, I remember getting in a fight in 8th grade, and it was the entire male track team in the locker room in my face, and me not backing down, like just going at them. Just like y'all.
Ruthless. You're like, I got nothing to lose.
Like, yeah, that was exactly where I was. I was like, I got nothing to fucking lose, and I was always had a mouth on me.
Yeah.
So I would just
Classic comedian.
I was just
You verbally could destroy
oh,
people.
God, yeah, I
They would
was-
have got physical. I was like, oh.
Oh, no.
Well, no, you could hold your own for. I feel
mean-
like in a one-on-one fight, but like a fucking track team.
No, I was actually good. I was better at the big stuff because I didn't have any fucking. I fight like a goddamn silverback.
Yeah. Oh, do you think having visual impairment in a way aids you in a fight because you don't have time to like look, like you can't process as much, so you're just like going fucking crazy and like just swinging?
Let's go crazy. Well, I don't know.
I'm sure there's pros and cons.
But here's the thing. I have seen at FSDB. I saw a lot of blind people against deaf people fights.
Oh my God. Was there like an animosity in the community?
100%.
Like, oh, you think you're better than us because you can see?
100%. Oh, you think you better than us because you can talk with your hands? Fuck you. You know what I mean? Like it was-
Just people swinging their canes.
yeah, exactly.
Oh, you hit me, Bill.
But they don't know because they can't hear. So
That's so funny.
It was the greatest thing to watch a blind person, a deaf person fight because it was, especially as kids, because they don't get everything yet. So
Yeah.
you got this blind little kid who is just trying to echolocate this deaf motherfucker.
So you knew people who could echolocate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, I mean, just like you can see when they're listening with their ear, like they'll turn their.
Oh
you know
yeah,
what I
when
mean?
they're like, yeah, I know what you
They're
mean.
trying to hear where the person is.
Yeah, okay.
And the deaf person doesn't realize that that's what they're doing because they don't hear that they're making noise. So it's a very.
Oh, that's so funny.
It really is.
I've never even considered that
It
because
really
you
is.
really, especially people who were born with either of those disabilities, you
Yeah.
really don't. You don't realize how good you have it to have a little bit of any of your senses.
Yeah.
Because like you can't even I can't even wrap my mind around what it's like to never have heard something or to because you don't really have a concept of what seeing
don't
is
have
if
to
you
ver-
can't
yeah.
see. You know what I mean?
It's
like
very foreign.
like I just remember trying to explain like I didn't realize this till there were times when I was working with blind and visually impaired people where they would ask me to like describe things to them
Mm-hmm.
and so many things that I would use as descriptors I would go, yeah, I can't tell you it's red. That doesn't mean anything to you.
Yeah.
If obviously there's degrees, but like I'm
A totally blind person? You
currently
can't-
thinking of a
how do
totally
you
blind
explain
person.
the color?
It's like, it's warm. What makes you feel warm?
Yeah, exactly.
I
It's
mean,
like-
then you have to go into like these. It's interesting trying to do it because then you find ways to
to
relate as best
rethink
you
how
can.
you're thinking. It's like me asking. So how's it like to have a vagina? I have no concept.
Yeah, like you trying to describe it's inside, it's tucked in.
It's all the way up there.
It is. It's deep.
It's deep.
Too deep, probably. Where does it end?
We don't. The world may never know.
The world may never know. Have you ever thought of either doing this for real or like doing a concept about it either as a bit or like a film, but like the concept of like infiltrating a KKK meeting or a Trump rally? Or
absolutely.
Like,
I thought that I'm so surprised that somebody had like actually I'm writing a script right now where I basically come to Hollywood, try and be an actor, can't get any parts, so I just start dressing up as different races.
that's so funny.
And fucking going in full. People believe that I used to go on the train from L.A. to California.
Yeah.
I mean, from Washington to California all the time, and every time I would just pretend I was someone else, just to see how much I can get. I had people believing I was a Korean martial arts teacher.
People are ridiculous. And they're like, well, I don't know what he is, so I guess that's what he is.
Well, yeah, that's dude. The
Well,
greatest.
there's white Koreans you don't know
They
about.
don't know.
My mom lives in Korea now, and every once in a while when I somehow that gets brought up in conversation, I'm like, oh, my mom lives in Korea. People will go, oh, I didn't know you were Korean. And I go, oh, yeah. Just for fun, I'll be like, oh, yeah, I'm mostly Korean. And have them go like, it's funny how many people will openly admit that no, you're not, or like, I didn't know Koreans look like that, versus people who you can see try to pretend that they're like, of course. And you're like,
It is so much fun. I mean, dude, kids won't do that. They don't know how to do that.
no, kids,
yet.
it's not even a mean thing. It's kids just go like, no, you're not Chinese. I know what Chinese looks like.
Exactly. But adults are like, yeah, adults hate not knowing something.
Yeah,
So
and
you
they
can-
don't want to seem like politically incorrect or
Oh,
dumb.
yeah. So you can just convince them of anything.
They're like, no, actually, I'm a kangaroo. And
Yeah.
they're like, what? Yeah.
I used to talk in accents to people until I realized that nobody was calling me out.
Yeah,
Like,
they're
and
like-
I was like, I can't keep this accent up.
Like, I don't even remember what accent I was doing. It's not even a real accent. I just made it up.
I was like, straight to the Scottish. And then
Scottish. Yeah.
Scottish. And then people were like, oh, you're from Scotland? I was like, really? Yeah, we sound like this.
This is sad. This is authentic. Let me see. This is something that's probably, I have to say, unfortunately, just on the tips of the brains of people listening, of all the white people listening.
Okay.
Do you use the N-word?
All the fucking time. Look,
Yeah.
let me tell you something about these niggas out here. And then here's the thing. I don't, but there was a while, like in Florida I did.
Yeah.
And then when I got to Washington, I did. And then, but I also didn't have any black friends in Washington. And so people did not, when I say people didn't like me, I mean, people would tell me, dude, Nate, stop talking like you're black. Like I would get that.
Oh, like people didn't believe you were black.
No, they just didn't like it.
Oh.
Like they would be like, stop talking like you're black.
Oh.
You
Do
know
you
what I mean?
think
Like-
that they would have said that if you presented as black?
I did. I never presented it as any, I never.
Good. Well, because to me, I don't look at you and I'm like, this is going to sound so fucking, so I was like, I know you're black.
But you
I could tell you're black like when I met you,
yeah.
but I could see how someone would be like, I don't know that you're black.
Even black people don't look at me and think nigga off the, you know what I mean? Like, that's just,
Yeah, because I'm wondering on both sides,
On both
like
sides, yeah.
what kind of like grief you're getting, or if people are like,
oh, I'm not
I don't know if I'm okay with you saying that, and it's like, I don't care if you're okay with me
Oh
saying
yeah, I
that.
don't like if I've had people.
Like white people not being okay versus black people not being
Yeah, I've had both. I've had
Yeah.
both, and usually, I remember. I think the last time somebody said, "Oh, actually, this is crazy." We were doing a very bad independent movie.
Yay, hooray for bad independent movies.
It's on Amazon Prime. It is terrible.
What's it called? Tell them so they can find you.
Oh God, Underbelly Blues. It's real bad.
Oh God, that's so funny.
But I was playing a character named Mr. Smith, and my writing partner was playing Mr. Wesson, and this is like
That's
7,
amazing.
8 years.
Smith and Wesson.
Smith and Wesson, two thugs, and the crazy part is that the first day of shooting, the director of photography is a black guy.
Yeah.
And we're doing this scene, and the first thing we're doing, and I'm like, we're talking to this guy, and I'm using nigga all the time. I'm like, yo, man, this motherfucking nigga that's talking about this bullshit with me. Black guy, the fucking director of photography stops and he's like, yo, I don't know if I'm really comfortable with him saying that. And one of the producers was like, comes behind me and puts his hands on my shoulder. He's like, you know Nathan's black, right? And you could tell he had no fucking clue.
Yeah.
But he's like, yeah, I know. I just don't really like the world. They fired him the next fucking day.
Oh,
Obviously,
interesting.
because go fuck yourself. But
yeah, well, because it's like it's a movie, it's part of the character.
and it's not your movie, fucker.
It's like you're just an employee.
Yeah, it
That's
was-
interesting too. The difference between like a black person genuinely just being not okay with the word across the board and
Yeah.
not, or
That
it's
wasn't
like,
what it
or
was.
is it just you?
No,
yeah.
it was me. It was me. Like I said, I don't really people like white women who love black guys. They're not talking about me. I've never included in that conversation.
You're like that. They're not. I'm not being fetishized by them.
at all. Like
None of these women in poofy white coats with hoop earrings are even trying to talk to me.
none of these women with purple lipstick are fucking
Yeah, I
trying
know.
to talk with me.
With a buzzed haircut.
yeah, they don't give a fuck about me.
All the like white lady flags of like, hello, black men. I'm over here.
I'm right here. I'm just like, I don't get just one of you.
Come on.
Come on.
I
Your
have
kid's gonna still be black. Like that's still gonna
You're
happen.
like, look, it could still happen.
It could still happen. And grandma won't get mad. We can trick grandma.
That's so funny. I mean, to me, that's a perk.
Yeah, wouldn't it be?
Yeah, no, it's like, oh, if there's things about Black culture that you like, or someone who, like maybe that you're attracted to that type of person. Not that all Black people or all white people are the same, but maybe there's things that
There's just things you
they
like.
run the same, but then you're like a white person from a semi-racist family. It's like, this is a win-win.
Yeah.
But then I do think that there's some people who are like, no, I want to fucking upset the family.
I think there's some.
And I'm not saying that's why they do it, but they're
No.
like, no, I want to look like the fucking, look how a hero I am.
Mm-hmm.
I need people to know that I fuck Black guys.
I'm a good person.
I mean, it's so weird because it's like, there's also, of course, millions of us who just like fall in love with who we fall in love with, and they're different than us, or they're whatever.
Yeah.
But there definitely has to be some people that are like, yeah, like I love this person, but also like, look how progressive I am.
Look at this, what I'm doing.
I mean,
I think a lot of people actually, I think a lot of the white women who like Black guys, I don't think they necessarily like Black guys. I think they like thugs.
yeah. Oh, you think they like that, like the culture?
Yeah, they like the culture because they're all about they're about that culture.
Well, because it's like, do you feel like you see them dating kind of the similar type
They're-
of guy?
yeah,
when it's like,
almost.
this isn't how all Black guys are.
Yeah, no, this is yeah.
Yeah.
That's
But you're dating a certain type of person, and you happen to be dating that person only in Black.
Yeah, exactly.
Where it's like, you could date a white thug too.
You can white other, but it's funny when it's white thugs are just.
Oh, my brother.
I don't know why white dudes. I think that Black dudes, the tough Black dude thug is like that's a lane. White dudes have the same thing, but it's bikers.
Bikers, that's
You know what I mean?
true.
Like those are the white dudes that we're like, oh,
that are actually kind of like, oh, they're a little scary.
yeah, exactly. Them and white dudes with glasses, mustaches, and tucked in shirts.
I mean, ugh,
I don't trust them.
not at all. No. Oh, God.
She looks disgusted right now.
I'm like, oh, God. Let me ask you this. Have you ever had friends who are white not realize you were Black and then treat you differently upon realizing that?
Oh, yeah. I remember being in the car with a chick named Tiffany, and we were going to a party, and I'd known Tiffany for forever.
Yeah.
And we were in a car, and we had just picked up one of her friends.
Yeah.
We were going to a party, and there was an SUV parked in the middle of the street that we were going down.
Yeah.
And it was just an SUV and a caddy, and it was just 4 Black people out talking to each other in the street. And Tiffany was like, fucking niggers.
That was going to be my next question.
Yeah. And first thing that happened is the dude in the back who had just met me
I was like,
he just tried to sink into the seat. Like he just tried to evaporate.
dude, that's me anytime I hear people say some like crazy racist shit. I'm like, I'm just going to see if I can disappear.
And and so Tiffany immediately realizes her mistake. Because she knew I was Black, but she was like, oh my God, I'm so fucking sorry. And
I slipped up, but then you go like, oh, that's just what you think.
I was like, oh, that's how you... Here's the fucked up part. I was thinking the same shit. I was 100% thinking the same
You're
shit.
like, I'm not
like,
going to sell them out.
Yeah, I'm like, motherfucking niggas, man. Why y'all in
Why are
the...
you in the street?
But I say it, okay?
Yeah.
I'm
the one in charge of that decision.
I say it, okay? You look at me, I'll say it, and then we can keep it
I'll
pushing.
say it for us.
I will say it for us.
That's so. Did that like change your perception of her?
Not really, because
Was this in Florida?
No, this is in Washington.
Okay.
It's really hard for me to let one instance change my perception of an entire person's life.
Well, it's also like people fuck up and
yeah,
do
you
dumb
know what
shit.
I mean? That's why I very rarely get mad when somebody is angry and screaming nigger.
Yeah, because it's like, what happened to you?
Yeah,
Or
well,
like,
it's also like, oh, they're just trying to hurt my feelings.
yeah, it's like they're on a level of just like pure, let me hurt this person.
Yeah, so, and they know that that's the easiest way to do it. A person who just walks up to me and is like, howdy, nigger, that's terrifying. That's how frightening that is.
That's terrifying.
That is terrifying.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, that's why I'm always like, yeah. So, but Tiffany, I don't know.
Fuck you, Tiffany.
Yeah, fuck you, Tiffany.
No, so okay, so
That's happened a couple of times.
Being sort of feeling left out from both a white and a Black community.
Mm-hmm.
Has that carried on into your adult life?
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you do you think, can you distinguish between, because I, just as a weird person, sometimes have felt I don't belong.
Yeah.
Do you have that sense differently than, like, do you ever have a different sense of, what am I trying to say? Like, are there moments where you're like, I feel like I don't belong because of black and white, or I feel like I just don't belong
because I'm a weird fucker?
Yeah, like, does that happen on both ways, or do you just feel like you don't belong sometimes and you can't pinpoint what it is?
No, I'm very attuned to body language.
Okay.
Always have been, just because I don't look at people's eyes. I mean, like, I can't, if right now I'm close enough that I can see your eyes.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you, like, what's your visual perception?
Well, here's the problem with being albino. My vision's not like anybody else's vision.
Okay.
Like, our vision's not bad like other people's is bad. It's not blurry.
Okay.
So a lot of albinos can drive.
Okay.
Because it's a distance issue. It's not necessarily.
So it's like once you're at a certain distance, it's fine. It's just like if you get too far.
Yeah, it's like how something looks to the average person when it's just too far away for them to see it. It's like that distance is just closer for me.
It's just much shorter. So you're like, what is that? Extremely farsighted, nearsighted? I don't remember which one's which.
I'm farsighted, but I'm also legally blind, so it's kind of fucked up.
So it's like on top of the farsightedness.
Yeah, so I actually see better far away.
Okay.
But I can't see far away.
Yeah. Okay. So it's like you see better far away, but you still can't see like detail. Like how close does someone have to be to your face for you to make out like their features? Like, for someone you know, how close do they have to get to you? Like if they're like walking by you for you to go, oh, that's my friend.
Usually here's the thing. Since I know that it's not the greatest, my greatest weapon would not be to look at their face and try and figure it out using visual cues. I use other cues. Like I recognize how people walk.
Interesting.
I recognize people's smell. I recognize.
What's my smell like?
What's that?
How do I smell?
Usually like some form of lady shampoo.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have, I'm like 80%, what is it called? I'm almost nose blind.
Oh, really?
So like I can't smell very well. So I have like this horrible fear that I always stink.
No, you don't stink.
But then I also don't want to be like doused in perfume trying to like make up for that. So I was like, wait, tell me.
No, you're good. You don't smell funky.
Okay. Oh, that's interesting. So just sort of like the pattern of their movement.
Yeah.
And then obviously if you hear them talking.
Yeah, their steps.
Interesting. Have you ever gotten that wrong? Have you ever heard steps and been like, oh, hey, Bill?
Yeah.
And then they're like, what?
Oh yeah, I'll be like, oh, I know who that person is, and then they'll turn around and it's like, oh, son of a bitch.
Never mind.
Like, and the problem is that I'm a very touchy person.
Yeah.
I'm very affectionate. I don't do that in LA that much because people in LA don't like being touched.
Yeah, I mean, people get real crazy. Yeah.
Real fucking crazy out here. So I don't usually do that. But there's been times when I'll walk up to it and be like, I like walking past somebody in the store and be like, hey, what's up? And then they'll look at me and be like, ah, son of a bitch.
And you're like, I thought you were someone else.
Swing and a miss.
You're just like, can I help you find anything? You just start pretending you work in the grocery store.
Yeah, exactly. I was just making sure that you're okay. Bathroom's right there.
Or you just go full, like, pretend you're completely blind. Like, excuse me.
I'm so sorry. I used to actually, I remember playing a game of Truth or Dare where everybody in the room knew I was legally blind, but also knew that I could see.
Yeah.
And there was a girl who got naked and everybody was my homie. First of all, my homie, I got to give it up to my homie, Sean. He was like, yo, Nate can't see. You should let him see with Braille.
That's so funny. Oh my God. That's such a like young boy. That sounds like something from every like 90s movie. Yeah. So she let you touch her?
Yeah, she did.
What a saint. All of those people.
All of those people. They were good people. People. I love those fucking people.
My God. Fuck.
It was fun. That was fantastic. That was a good day. Especially since she was pale.
Because she was pale?
Yeah, I don't know why, but I like the black chicks that I like super dark chicks.
Do you think it's like a contrast in your skin?
I don't know. I don't know.
Like the reason some people like interracial porn in addition to like actual race stuff is they say that it's like it's the contrast.
Is it? I don't know why it is. I don't know if it's because I'm looking for a photo negative of myself, but I just I love like super dark chicks. But also it's the same thing with white chicks. I love super. I don't like tan chicks.
You just like extreme.
Yeah, I just like extreme.
I want you the darkest black or the whitest white.
I want you to be afraid of the sun. Like,
yeah. We have to hide under this umbrella together.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, how does the sun affect you? As like, are you super sensitive to the sun?
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay.
I burn in 5 minutes. I have screwed up so many people's shots because I was like, I fucking told you guys, it does not take a long time. When I was on My Name Is Earl, they actually had specific people because I was part of the albino gang.
Oh, that's right.
And they had specific people whose their only job was to hold umbrellas over the albino people.
Wow.
Which was weird and very uncomfortable.
Like, this is strange.
Sir, I can hold that. It is really not that
You really
big.
don't need to be
No,
here.
this is my job.
I need this. Do you go out for auditions for albino people and you see
Other albinos that I know?
other albinos? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Do you have secret animosity toward like people who keep taking your parts? Like they say Peter Dinklage is like that in the little people community. That he gets all the parts.
I mean,
Is there like an albino guy who keeps taking everything?
no. I mean, they're not hiring albino. I mean,
true.
Sean Ross is an albino model. I worked with him on American Horror Story. He's awesome. He's
Wow.
fantastic. He actually has American Eagle line.
Wow.
I think he's the first albino to have to have his own line.
Is that inspiring to you, or do you just go, yeah, it's just a hot guy who happens to be albino, has nothing to do with me?
Yeah, pretty much. That's where I go.
I wonder how representation and things.
I wanted to be an actor when I was 6. I never needed to see. And I'm not taking anything away from people who like, oh my
Who
God.
need that or whatever.
Yeah, I'm not taking
who
anything.
really love it. I
Yeah.
mean, it is important
But
for reasons, but
100%. But I didn't need to see an albino do something to know that I could do it.
okay. So you didn't, like, no part of you was ever like, they'll never hire me because I've never seen an albino.
No, my part was like, they'll never hire me because I'm a piece of shit. Like, it was completely.
They're going to hire me. It's going to be because I lack the acting skills.
Exactly.
for the part.
That's exactly
It's
what.
not going to be because of the albinism.
No, I can't get the audition because I'm albino, but they didn't hire me because I'm a bad actor.
Yeah, you're like, that's so great. Fuck. Do people ever has anyone ever tried to set you up with a girl because she's albino? I feel like
but-
that's a dumb thing people would do.
Yeah, they do, but it's more that people. It's more people just want to see me fuck another albino.
Yeah, they're just like,
They're
come
like,
on.
dude, come on, dude, I just want to see what would happen. Like,
Will there be fireworks? You have a great joke about it, but like, are there genuine, like, crazy, stupid things people have assumed about you?
no, 100 with 1,000%.
Like off the top of your head that you can think of?
Yeah, some of the things that I've said are. I've had a girl ask me if we were on a date, and she asked me if my albino is gonna rub off on her kids, like are they gonna catch it?
Oh,
if we go home.
Oh.
And she was like, I really want to go take you home, but I just don't know how contagious your albino is.
It's not a...
I was like, oh, well, I mean, it's pretty contagious.
How
honestly.
contagious is your stupid?
I mean, I would hate this. Yeah, I've had people say, I've had people love to tell me this one I get a lot. You're not albino. Yeah, your eyes aren't red.
Like they think that albino
Yeah.
people look like fucking lab mice or something?
Yeah, I'm like, dude, you mean like a fucking rabbit, you son of a... like,
Yeah, whoa.
it doesn't make any sense. People think... I had one of the best moments of my life happened about 2 years ago at a LA Fitness. Now, stereotypes come from somewhere. People try and act like they don't, but let's be honest. Stereotypes come from somewhere.
Somebody
all
did
right?
something.
Somebody did something.
And it ruined it for all of
And
us.
it ruined it. And
White ladies calling the cops at barbecues, knock it off.
God damn you guys. Fucking old 50-year-old white ladies have ruined service animals, okay? Y'all have just ruined it. God damn it. All right? You're all named Karen.
Fuck you, Karens.
Fuck you, Karens.
Stereotypes.
Yeah, but so I was in I get distracted, ADD, sorry.
Oh, it's okay, sorry. I'm like trying to take off a sweater because I'm starting to melt.
Yeah. So I was in a LA Fitness and I was getting ready, and as I'm walking I was about to leave. I walked to my locker, and there's a black dude in front of my locker dressed in 100% leather, except a gold shirt and a gold chain.
No.
And black. Yeah, exactly. And dark sunglasses, rapping to himself while rolling a blunt.
Okay.
That's the.
You're like, sir.
I'm like, dude, you're ruining it.
Don't do this to us. And he's like, us? Who the fuck are you?
That's almost exactly how the fucking conversation went, because he was like, oh man, it's all good, dog. I'm just getting ready for this audition. And I was like, okay, cool. It's Hollywood. It's whatever.
I mean, that's the thing is, you're like, I guess that is
That's
a
the thing. So I started to get my clothes, and he was like, hey man, can I ask you something?
Uh-oh.
I'm like, yeah, what's up? He's like, you a nigga?
That was gonna plague him if he didn't ask. He's like, I have to know.
I have to know.
There's no other way for me to ask this question.
I felt like he thought of like, how do I? No, you know what?
Let's just go for
Let's
it.
just go for it. And I was like, yeah. And he was like, oh shit, you're black. I was like, yeah, man, I'm black albino. He was like, that's what's up. Like, you half black? And I was like, nah, man, I'm full black. Both my parents. He was like, that's crazy. He is still rolling this blunt. We are in LA Fitness. Remember this.
He's rolling a blunt in a gym.
In a gym. In the
What are you
gym
doing?
locker room. He didn't even have no bags or nothing. What did you just come in here to roll a blunt? That's
Yeah,
crazy.
like, do you even go? Like, are you even a member here?
Yeah, it was really weird. Hasn't taken off his glasses. Has like all the chain on, and we're having a conversation. And I'm kind of like, yo, I want to get out of here because
I don't want to get lumped in with you.
yeah, you're rolling a blunt right now. And so he starts talking, and I think he's about to leave, and he's like, that's cool, man. That's really cool, man. So you get to say like nigga and shit, huh? And I was like, I guess. Walks over to the counter, and I think we're about to end the conversation. No, he pulls out a jar of weed and starts, and now he's using the counter to roll the blunt.
He's
and
just a
sprinkling the
cartoon
blunt.
of like
Yeah,
a weed
I'm
dude.
like, I'm like, dude, you can't be this guy.
You're like, come on.
This is what white people are talking about.
Yeah.
Stop it. Yeah. And here's the craziest part. He was like, man, yo, dog, can I get your number? And I gave it to him.
Dude, the times I've given people my number and I'm like, why did I do that? And that person always calls, by the way.
Oh,
and you're
God,
like, I
yeah.
don't, what do you do? What? No, I
No.
don't want to hang out with you.
I'm so close to changing my fucking phone number for some people I've given my number to.
Oh, it's truly, truly a nightmare.
I gotta stop doing it.
The adoption stuff, circling back to that.
All right.
Was that ever an element of struggle for you?
Yeah.
Yeah? Like as far as wondering.
I never did not like my mom. I've never ever needed to meet my birth parents. It's
Okay.
never been a thing. I have one mom and she's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
She could have given up on me a lot. Like she
Yeah.
could have said, you know what, I don't want this kid at the jump. I was not
She could have just walked away. You were visually impaired. You wouldn't even know she was
yeah,
gone.
I would have no idea. I would have been like, Mom? No, that's a tree, sir. You sure?
Are you my mother?
Mommy? So, and she also could have, I mean, like, I was not, because I had so many fucking, like social problems when we moved to Washington, I was
Yeah.
not a happy kid.
Yeah.
And I was not like, I
You were
I'm-
acting out.
Oh,
and shit was going
badly. I mean,
not
I
great.
went to juvie.
Shit.
Yeah, and then juvie was crazy, and then I was in juvie.
What gang were you in juvie?
None. I was okay, this is crazy. So I went to juvie.
Are there
because-
gangs in juvie like
Yeah.
there are in? Okay.
Yeah. But they're not like,
No,
not
they're
like,
not. I mean, there's nothing they can do. It's like kids being fucking tough and like maybe trying to
Yeah.
start fights, but.
yeah. So what happened was that I was, again, angry child, used to punch holes in walls. I remember I did something and I got sent, my mom sent me to Haven House, which was a halfway house.
Ah, Lord.
Yeah, so I was there and I ran away from the halfway house one time. And here's the problem. I ran away from the halfway house this specific time because there was a girl also running away from the halfway house at that time, and I really wanted to see her boobies. Okay,
You're like, I'll run away with you.
exactly what it was.
Which is what
I was like 15.
most men at that age would do for a pair of boobies. There's no distance too great.
There's really no distance too great. When you're 15 and you see
Ain't
boobies,
no mountain high,
oh,
ain't no valley low. Just like the
Oh.
thousands of miles you'll go just to see like a nipple.
and I have walked 5. It's just
It's so real.
It's so real, and I did get to see them. Yes, thank you,
Good work, sir.
thank you, bitch. Still got me, but because that night, I got arrested that night because the cops found us. Everybody ran, except her. So trying to be the gentleman,
You're like, I'll stay.
I'll stay with you.
I'll protect you. And you just
And-
get like mowed down by police.
That's exactly what fucking happened. They basically.
Like, that's crazy. The cops seem to know I'm black.
Oh, they knew.
Fuck.
Yeah, they well, and so the cop kind of fucked me up, and I don't remember ever taking a swing at him, but that's what he said I did, and then I ended up on the ground, and then he hit me with the flashlight, and then I went to
that's
juvie.
crazy.
Now, when they brought me to juvie, it's like 3 a.m, so my head's still kind of bloody, and they didn't have any rooms left, so they put me in the suicide room.
Oh God.
Now, in the suicide room, there's nothing. There was no cot. There was nothing. There was just a hole in the floor.
To like shit in?
Yeah, to like shit and piss in. That was it. I was scared.
Yeah.
I'm not a thug, so I'm scared. So what do I do when I'm scared? I jack my dick. So I decided
I'm scared. I'm just going to jerk off.
I'm going to just jerk off.
There's no one here, I think. I don't know.
Yeah, so I started jerking off. And I jerked off in that little hole, and then I went to sleep. The problem is that I didn't realize, because I'm blind or scared, that there was a camera in the there was a camera in the suicide room. So in the
You're like,
morning,
oh well.
yeah, I still I didn't know.
That's so crazy.
And so the morning they come and they tell me to go get my food. And I've never been to juvie, so they're like, all right, go get your food. So I went and got my food and then just went and sat down because I saw other people sitting down. But apparently they're on a special level. Oh. So you're supposed to get your food and go back to your cell.
Oh, you like earn getting to sit with people.
Exactly. So then one of the people comes up to me and is like, hey, you got to go back to your cell. You're not supposed to do that. And I was like, oh, my bad. I didn't know that. And so I went back to my cell. But to the people it started like to circulate that this fucking albino also in the state of Washington, if you do any martial arts, doesn't matter what belt you are, you have to be registered. Oh. So it starts to circulate that this albino ninja just comes into juvie bloody, jacks off on camera, and then sits where the fuck he wants to sit.
That's so funny.
So I don't know any of this though. So
people are just like scared of you.
People are starting to get scared of me. Then this is all within the first 2 days. I have not even seen the judge yet. So I'm talking through the grate in the wall to the person in the cell next to me, not realizing that he's in there for murder.
Oh.
Like stabbing.
Yeah, what are you in for?
Like stabbing a kid like 17 times in the stomach.
Jesus.
Yeah. And so we start talking. Now he gets to be let out of his cell for an hour a day.
That seems a little unfair. The murderer gets some free time. I'm like, not you, jerk off boy.
You stay there, fucker, touching your penis with your albino
Sinner.
hands. So when he comes out, he fucking likes to, we play ping pong. Oh. But again, I did not know that he had murdered people.
So you're just friends with this murderer, but people are like, oh, he hangs out with the murderers.
Yeah, exactly. And so finally, they find another room for me. It's across the hall. And because they wanted to get me, they only put me in there because they just didn't have anywhere else to put me. Yeah, so they put me in another room, and I have a roommate, and it's this dude named Waldo. It's this tall, lanky white dude, but he's already heard all the stories.
So he's like, oh shit.
So he's now trying to impress me.
Like he's like, I better make friends with this dude. Quick.
Exactly. But Waldo is crazy. Okay, so the first thing Waldo does is he rolls up his cot, puts it in the corner, and then starts punching the shit out of it to show me that he can fight. Then he starts punching himself in the nose, making himself bleed, and filling up a plastic cup of blood.
Like, I gotta act crazy.
And then,
I like the idea that maybe he's not even that crazy. He was just so scared. He's like, I gotta make him think I'm nuts.
Think I'm fucking nuts.
This poor Waldo guy's like, uh-oh,
this fucker's coming in here. And he's presenting me with a cup of blood like it's awesome, right? There's also a camera in Waldo's room that I know about, but there's no audio. So to the fucker, so I turn around and look at the camera like, yo, what the fuck? Get me out of here. But on camera, it looks like I'm telling him to do this shit.
That's so funny.
So they got now SWAT coming in to fucking like calm us down. And I'm just like, look, I don't know what's happening.
I just want to lay in a bed.
I am so sorry. But juvie actually, then after, that for then, people thought I was a fucking badass.
So at least you didn't get like messed with as much as you maybe would have had they not.
Oh, they would have raped the shit out of me.
Oh, people get raped in juvie?
I don't know.
You're like, I don't know. I only went that one time.
I went twice.
Oh, but nobody raped me either.
Nobody raped me either time, so I was good.
Trigger warning. Sorry, everyone. Too late. Cool. Let's see. Well, so you don't think about meeting your birth parents at all?
Nah,
like,
not really.
Fuck.
Not really. I mean, like... I just don't really...
Did you ever go through anything with like teenage angst where you're like, I wonder if... Where you got in a fight with your mom, you're like, my real mom?
I don't think so. I
Okay.
mean, like, I don't think... I mean, I've probably said some really fucked up shit to my mom.
Well, we
all have.
We all have.
But I don't think I've ever really... My mom has told me numerous times, if you want to meet him, I can make that happen.
Yeah.
She's told me what...
She kept it on the table. She's like, look, I'm not trying to keep you from anything.
Absolutely not. No, she told me their names, which she shouldn't have known. She told me what my name would have been if they would have kept me and
what
stuff
would
like
it have
that.
been?
Frederick Terrell Davis.
Oh, wow. I can't imagine you as a Frederick.
Yeah. Or Arthur Davis. Or Arthur Lewis.
Arthur Lewis.
Yeah.
Frederick Frederick.
It's Frederick. That sounds like a 1930s president.
Frederick Arthur.
Arthur.
Oh my God, Arthur. It'd be so weird if
It'd be
you were
weird if I was an Arthur,
Just
right?
call me Art. There's no good way to shorten Arthur.
No, there's no. Art.
An albino person named Art? Ugh.
Albino, and my name is Arthur.
Let me ask you this. Do you have social anxiety at all?
Yeah.
Like most comedians? Do you find that, or, I mean, I guess you've just always had the vision you've had, but like, do you think having visual impairment adds to that? Like, is there anxiety about, like how you said sometimes you've misrecognized people?
Yeah, because people remember who I am the first time they fucking meet me.
Yeah.
But I don't remember who they are the first time they meet. Especially if I meet them in a dark comedy club.
Yeah, and it's like if you don't
that.
have like a lasting conversation where you can really like assess maybe
Yeah.
like their voice and who they are.
Exactly.
I mean, I have to see someone do a set a few times usually before I remember them, and that's with my range of vision.
Exactly.
Wow.
So people are. So I don't. There's legitimately a lot of people who know me intimately. I do not know their names.
That's also just that comes with the comedy too. Is if they watch you perform and they think that they're your friend.
Yeah.
And then it's like, it's great to have fans, but like, I don't fucking know you. The
I don't
amount of
know- yeah,
people
I
who literally have reached out to me and been like, I feel like we have a connection. It's like, what? Because you've also attempted suicide and I made a joke about it. Like,
Yeah.
it's great that you felt that was cathartic, but like, we're not kindred spirits because of that. That's so interesting.
It happened, and it happens. It happens. I've gotten to the point now, especially when it's fans. It's because I've had people hit me up and like they'll see a joke or like see something online that I didn't even know was there,
Yeah.
and then they'll be like, "Oh man, you're gonna be okay," and I'll be like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" Yeah, I don't know what you
Hang in there, and you're like, sorry, do you think I'm someone else?
Yeah, dude, I don't know. I genuinely think that people think I'm someone else all the time. When people are like, "Oh, dude, I know who you are," and I'm like, "It's not me." I don't.
How could people fuck that up?
People thought I was Don Barris for the Don.
That's so
Don
funny.
didn't talk to me for the first 2 years of comedy.
He just like
because people kept being like, "Don, look at your son." Like every
and
like
it pissed him off, or he just
Yeah.
was like weirded out about
when
it.
I mean people think I'm Don Barris, it happens at least twice a week.
It's so funny that people just go, all bald people look alike.
People think that strangers have walked up to me and said, they were like, "Dude, you look like Mini-Me." And I'm like, okay,
What?
first of all, people have thought that I am Mini-Me. They were
And that like Mini-Me wasn't as mini as it, like that it was a
what do you-
camera trick.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, what do you think? I'm on just like a horrible amount of HGH? Is that what you think was going on? No, that's not what. They think that I'm him. I'm like, first of all, he's dead, you asshole. Okay.
Have some respect.
All right. Second of all, he's a midget.
He's like a very, very little person.
Yeah, and he's a weird looking, like he's weird for a midget. Like I'm like, dude, do I look like that? And apparently the internet says 39% I do.
Oh no.
So fuck you, internet.
So so like when you're in a place like a comedy club, a little bit darker, it's probably harder to recognize people. Like
It's not the dark that bothers me; it's the light.
the light. Okay.
Yeah, so it like in the comedy store, I don't wear my glasses because it's actually it's
Easier.
now too much light, too much the bright lights. I can see in the dark really well.
Oh.
But the light,
You're like a bat.
yeah. I'm like night vision goggles.
Is your vision better at night?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's the light that fucks it up. That's the whole thing. My eyes kind of work like night vision goggles. How it's constantly taking in too much light. So if you
okay.
take away the light, it's not a problem. But if you shine a light,
It's like very overwhelming.
it's insane.
and I have you sitting in the fucking, well, the sun's not coming in the window, but I'm like, I could have planned this better.
It's all good.
Shit, sorry.
No, it's all good. But like if I do this, I can see you better
Okay.
immediately.
So, etiquette wise, is it like if I'm at a place and I see you and I'm like walking by, I mean I fucking stay in my head all the time and like we'll walk past everyone and not say anything, be like, and then be like, where were you? I didn't know you were here. But like, is it preferred for someone to? Is the right thing to do to be like, hey Nate, to make sure that you like that you realize me as your friend is there, or is that?
You don't. I mean, like honestly.
Because do you think there's people who think that like you're ignoring them, but you just like don't see them?
No. Actually, it's the opposite. Here's the thing. Jamar has actually talked to me about this. He thinks I'm a mutant because he's done this twice. Last time it happened, I was on Hollywood Boulevard and I was walking to a mic or something like that. I was walking for a show, and he came up behind me and he put his hand, and I didn't know he was there.
That's so
He
funny.
just came up behind me and he put his hand in my pocket and moved his hand around. And I just stopped and I turned around. I was like, what's up, dude? And he's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why do you not, I was like, dude, because my brain went, somebody put their hand in my pocket. There was nothing in my pocket. They didn't try and put their hand anywhere else. So my logical brain was, I know this person.
Oh,
And
that
so,
makes sense.
and that all happened within this
Very quickly.
Very, very quickly. And he's done that twice.
He's like, why don't you freak out?
I sneak up on my roommates all the time. And I don't-
That's so
And I
funny.
don't know how. People. I will probably see you before you see me. In fact, I don't know how this has happened. I think it's because my insecurity at some point was so low that I just snuck around.
You're just like, I just quietly made my way through. I don't want to bother anybody.
And that's exactly what it is. And now I do. I don't know how many times I go to the store and I won't even go in the room because I don't want to stand in front of somebody.
Oh, and like not realize that you're.
Yeah, like I don't want to stand in front of somebody and then they can't see because I never want to be in the way.
Oh God, relatable.
Oh, I never want to be in the way. And I feel like I'm always in the way because I'm always spottable.
Doesn't mean you're in the way just because people can see you.
I don't know. That's just my
But
fault.
that's your like
that's just my
perspective.
Yeah, that's my perspective. So
Oh man, does let's talk like dating and stuff. Do you find it to be like difficult?
I in Washington I didn't get anything.
Yeah.
They didn't fucking like me. I was friend zone.
Oh.
For life. Like
Yeah.
it was.
Well, going back to like middle school, high school times when people are just like excessively mean, have you always had to use like assistive devices to see better?
No, I mean, like I didn't have glasses when I moved to Washington. I wasn't wearing glasses.
Oh, okay.
I didn't wear. My glasses were so thick. I got glasses in Washington once, and they were so thick that they would fall. The lenses would fall out of the fucking.
Because they were like too heavy.
Because they were too fucking heavy.
That's so
and so I just stopped wearing them. I didn't have glasses until I got out here, and somebody told me that I could actually get my driver's license. Then I got glasses.
And you're like, what?
Yeah, exactly. Then I got glasses, but then I don't even use them. Like I just got a pair of prescription sunglasses like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And I hadn't had them for a decade.
Was part of it like, did you just deal with having to compensate with what you maybe were lacking visually for like vanity purposes? Like
Yeah.
you didn't want to have a magnifying glass or like a...
Oh no!
Because I wonder if I try to put myself in that position, and I wonder if I would be like, I don't want to be the person who has.
I mean, people are gonna ask questions. They're always like, "What do you?" The funny thing is that anytime somebody sees me using my magnifying glass, they're like, "What are you, Professor Clouseau?" And then I'm like, "Actually, I'm legally blind." And then they're like, "Oh, I'm a piece of shit."
Oh well, good day. I'm glad that they have a device for you, sir.
But I don't know. I just didn't. One of the reasons I didn't want to wear glasses was because I didn't want to ever forget how my vision actually was.
Okay.
I didn't want to ever like get to a point like I lose my glasses and I'm like, well, I'm fucked. I don't know what to do now.
I don't know how to live without them. Yeah.
So, but sunglasses, that's just a pain issue because the sun does hurt. So
I mean, yeah, it's a fucking, and you got to. I mean, sun can actually do damage too and make things worse.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's a big deal. Do you have any advice? You don't have to have advice, but maybe for like kids growing up right now who are albino, maybe struggling with it, or like tips, tricks, or anything that just sort of like it gets better, or maybe it doesn't. I don't know.
Okay, look. Here's what I'll say. If you a kid and you got albinism, it's gonna be with you for your entire life. You're never gonna get rid of it. Stop trying to distract people. Just be you. If a motherfucker don't like you, he don't like you. It's gonna be people who just don't like you in life. That's fine.
Yeah, regardless of whether you're
regardless-
albino or not, that's just gonna happen.
And as far as high school, honestly, remember it sucks for 99% of the people.
It's terrible for all of us.
It's not. Even the people, the prom queen, she hates her life.
It's so true.
And it's okay.
All right. And then as far as adoption, because you were adopted, do you think, given your experience, like adoption, any advice on like people who want to adopt, or like, yes, go for it, it's a good thing, or
Yeah, go for it. It's a good thing. I think more black people need to start adopting white kids. Is my personal opinion. Yeah,
fucking give them some perspective.
you know, yeah. What I'm saying. Look, let me tell you something. It's white people adopt.
Yeah,
I love them for that. And white people tend to adopt.
white people hoard
They
children.
yeah, they really do. And they hoard. They're like, you know what?
You know what though? It's like white people have the majority of the money. They should pick up some of the slack on these kids.
But they're adopting Asian kids and black kids and shit like that. I'm like, black people, let's start adopting. I want to see a black family with a Korean child. You know what I mean? Like, I want to
take back the power.
Yeah,
I don't know
man.
what that means.
I don't know. Look, we're America. Let's just fuck it all up. Like, that's what makes the country so dope is the fact that there's so many different shit here.
Yeah, make it a full melting
Make it a
pot.
full melting pot. Just like I want to see a German kid with a Jewish kid. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I want to see that. Let's do this. Come on, black people, start adopting.
I love that. Black people, start adopting.
But
Adopt
not
white kids.
Yeah, well, adopt white kids. Adopt white kids.
Adopt these poor, unfortunate white children.
Exactly. Asians, you guys start adopting Hispanic children. Okay?
Yes, mix it up.
Mix it up.
That's how we get Filipinos.
That's how we get Filipinos. That's 100% how we get Filipinos.
Thank you for doing this.
Absolutely.
Where
Thanks for
can
having me.
people find you and follow you?
I'm on Instagram at Nathan Hurd Comedy. My name is Hurd, not Herd.
Yes, you guys, your Instagram stories are great.
Oh, thank you. Yours too.
I'm trying to think if I've seen more of your. I'm not on Snapchat anymore. I just like love watching. You'll fucking go in.
Oh, dude, I'm just stupid. I love watching yours just because
I'm crazy.
that's exactly why I fucking like them. You got me hipped on the fucking Factor 75.
Oh yeah, God, I quit ordering that just because I moved and now I miss the convenience.
Oh God, I quit ordering it because all my money went to Edinburgh. But
I mean, yeah, that's the other thing. I was like, I guess I'll just live off of these leaves.
oh God. But yeah, I'm at Instagram, and that's something real.
Yeah, go check him out if you're ever in the LA area. You know, keep an eye on his IG or see where he's going and touring. He's a very funny comedian. LA's funniest comedian. In a competition we did a few years ago. So that's it. That's Nate Hurd. Thanks for doing it, man.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Have a great day, guys. Bye.
All right.
Well, there you have it. Nate Hurd, black, albino, adopted, you name it. Fucking all over the map. Jesus. What a fun interview. I'm going to get him on Twitch Makes a Movie soon. So look for him there. You'll be able to spot him very easily. Go check him out. Go follow him. If you like the podcast and you haven't subscribed, come on. Subscribe. What are you doing? Subscribe. Give me a rate and review it. Share it with your friends because everyone's a little bit ignorant sometimes. Big thank you to John, Gene, Kathy, and Terry, exclusive members of the League of Extraordinary Idiots on Patreon. You keep these episodes flowing. Couldn't do it without you. I love all our banter and fun chats all over the internet, in the Facebook group. By the way, there's a Facebook group. Join that because that's where I post about guests ahead of time for people to send questions, and I try to get everyone's questions in if I can. Preference goes to patrons, of course, because I have to have something to entice you to give me money so I can survive, and I'm not very great at coming up with my own marketing plan, which is crazy because I seem to be very good at doing it for other people. Anyway, I don't have time to go on about that. I need a therapist. If you want to join the League of Extraordinary Idiots and be part of our monthly Google Hangs, get cool postcards from me, have even more content from me, check out patreon.com/ignorance is blessed. All one word. Follow at Blessed Podcast on Twitter or Ignorance is Blessed on Instagram to stay up on what's happening over here and get a face to the voices you hear over on Instagram. I post pictures of my guests. And please keep in mind that no guest is or claims to be a representative for every person who has a similar identity. They're just one person sharing their own experience and ideas to help us get a peek at how things look from their situated position in the world. If you have an additional question for Nate or any of my guests, or you have a topic or guest you'd like to have on that fits a topic, it is topic-based, so please don't just suggest someone because you think they're cool. I don't want to interview someone about reality TV or pop culture unless it's a very specific niche of that, because I don't know if I've made this clear. I just don't give a shit about any of that. But yeah, topics, send them to me. The easiest way I think to do it would be the Facebook group. So look up Ignorance is Blessed Idiots on Facebook, but you can also send them to ignoranceisblessedpodcast@gmail.com or message me on Facebook, and I will do my best to deliver what I can. Keep asking questions. The more we ask, the more we learn, the more we know. Say it with me, folks. And the more we know, the more we can look down on others who aren't as smart as we are. And isn't that the point? Thank you for listening. And thank you for being patient with my ignorance. See you soon, idiots.